Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be reviewing Big City Greens Season 1 Episode 25B called Green Streets. And let's get started. We actually start with Cricket, and he's basically walking. It's a beautiful day and he trips over some litter. I forgot, what was it, a banana peel? Yeah, I think it's a banana peel. And he basically said, "Oh, so someone made a crime here." And it's the Officer Keys, and I made a statement about this before. I don't really like Officer Keys. In this episode, he actually becomes cool, but just like in this instance, right now, right here, where Officer Keys is like, "Oh, Miss Barista lady, like, this bread bowl is too hard," and then Gloria's like, "Officer Keys, that's an actual cup," and then he starts biting it and eating it. And did goes, "No, officer, I'll get you a better one." And sorry. And Officer Keys says, "Yeah, bring me a fresh one." Sorry. And I'm like, that's 2 strikes right there. I mean, to 10 points off. I mean, because each point's 5 points, so 10 points off. Like, come on. How did you think that was a Red Bull? I know it's circular, but that's what frustrates me, but whatever. I know they're trying to make him funny, but this isn't funny. This is agitating, at least to me. I don't know if some people find this funny. I don't. But and then but I kind of like Officer Key's mentality sometimes, his philosophical ways, because Craig's like, "Officer Keys, you need help me with this crime." Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I'm talking way too fast. "Officer Keys, I need your help with this crime." And Officer Keys is like, "Okay, what is it? What is it about?" And someone dropped this banana peel and basically littered on my lawn. And Officer Keys is like, "Well, there's no point to bother somebody. That person just made a mistake. It's not a big deal." And Cricket's like, "No, this person needs to be sent to prison for life, to 10 years max." Oh, what was it, 100 years? And Officer Keys is basically like, "Don't you think that's a little extreme?" And Cricket's like, "No, because if you let this litter bug, there'll be many litter bugs, and we'll have more litters and litters and litters and litters until we're up to our eyes in trash." And Officer Keys is like, "Well, you make a good point. Okay, let's catch this litter bug and figure out what's going on." And yeah. And Officer Keys pays for his bill, and they basically Cricket slicks his hair, has cool glasses, is wearing a tie, and he's by a police. Oh wait, he also Officer Keys says something about, "Don't tell my superior. You can be my partner, but don't tell my superior." So Officer Keys is doing something that he's not supposed to be doing. I don't like that. And then Cricket puts his outfit on, and they're both by the police car, and Bill's like, "Cricket, stop mocking Officer Keys." And Officer Keys is like, "Oh no, Mr. Green, he's my deputy today. Like, we're gonna catch the litter bug. He's not mocking me." And Cricket's like, "Yeah, like, I'm gonna do it." And you guys gonna be so impressed. And and then what was it? Tilly's like, "Oh, my brother, a brother in blue, what was it, a boy in blue, a blue boy." I'm so proud because Tilly is his older sister. And then Cricket tried to make a joke, and I'm like, it kind of went on for too long. It's like, "Oh yeah, time to take the trash. Time to trash the. Time to take the trash." Time to take the trash of the city. And then and Bill's like, "Oh, it took him a while, but that was a good line." Like, and then basically Cricket is basically like, "Officer Keys, like, your car's a mess basically." And and Officer Keys like, "Well, this is how I keep my workstation, and his like his panels and stuff is, and his monitors are covered with chips and stuff and bobbleheads." Like, oh my goodness. um like, the police cars are not up to standard. And that was kind of but and then Cricket's like, oh, Officer Keys, look, there's a little book right there. And Cricket grabs the wheel and crashes the car. Oh my goodness. And they get out, and then Cricket's like, oh, freeze, you vermin. And Officer Keys like, wait a second. He's like, oh, hello, sir, how you do? Like, we have a question for you. Are you the litter bug? And he's like, I don't think so. And he's like, well, thanks for your time. Cricket's like, what was that? And Officer Keys is basically, playing with dogs, and Cricket tried to shoot the dogs away, and Officer Keys is helping an old lady, cross the street. And then, Cricket said, what are you doing? She could be a suspect because she was in the area. I said, well, if it was her, we don't want her to, be late to her birthday party. Why upset someone even more on their birthday? Which is kind of good mentality, Weird day, so. And, well, not really wait a day, but kind of, is it really the right thing to do to ruin someone's day? Someone's day? I don't know. It's up to you. But basically, Cricket's like, oh, I seen how you operate, Officer Keys. Now it's time for me to take the reins. Okay, a role reverse. Okay, let's give it a try. And then did they see Cricket trips over a cup, and it says Benny's lemonade stand. Okay, so we get to see Benny again. Not one of my favorite characters, Yeah, I think he might be. Sorry, he might be kind of younger than Cricket. He only has so many lines. So we get to see Benny. He's like, do. He's selling lemonade. He's like, okay, goodbye, I love you. He's like, okay, Ben, you're a weirdo. And basically, Cricket is basically like, Benny, I need to talk to you. He's like, okay, what you want to talk about? Feelings, love, like, oh my goodness. And Cricket's like, I'm here to talk about the litter bug. I found your cup in the scene of the crime. And he's like, and then Benny's not listening. He's just playing with ants and stuff. Like, ooh, yo, bug, little ant, you're tickling my face. And Cricket's like, oh, like you wouldn't like it if I squeezed some lemon in your eye. And he actually squeezed it in his own eye. And Benny's like, ooh, that must have stung you, Cricket. Oh my goodness, are you okay? And he's like, oh, you don't like it when lemon gets my eye? Like, no. What are we doing? And he squeezed more lemon juice in the eye, and Ben's like, stop it. And he's dumping the whole lemonade pitcher into his eyes. Oh my goodness. And and then basically Ben's like, stop. And Cricket's just waiting for Benny to break. And Officer Keys is like, oh, my partner's in trouble. Benny's not cooperating and not breaking. I need to do something. I need to get tough. And he basically goes full law enforcement. Hey, kid, you better tell us who the litter bug is, or you will be selling lollipops in lolly jail. He's like, no, please, I'll tell you everything. I don't know who the litter bug is, but oh wait, I forgot. Cricket found a lollipop. It was Cherry, and Cricket's like, I hate Cherry. And he's like, the lollipop was from Tilly Green, and Bang just runs out of there. And then Cricket's like, Tilly? And Cricket's eyes are okay. That was kind of weird. And then go back to singing. That was also kind of weird. And and Cricket's like, Tilly? And obviously he's like, woo, it's getting tough stuff. Well, wow, that took a lot of effort. And oh, I'm sorry about your sister, Cricket, but she's a new lead. And Cricket's like, well, just like my lemony eyes, singing eyes, it made my curiosity is blinded or something like that. And obviously because I need your help, I can see. And then they go to the garage, of the greenhouse, and sorry, not the greenhouse, the Green's house, Cricket's garage. And he's like, okay, Miss Green, Tilly, we just need to ask you a few questions. And Tilly's like, oh, officers, I'll be happy to cooperate. I just need my lawyer Saxon with me. And then, Officer Keith's like, Wayada. And Cricket's like, easy, partner, easy. He's like, okay. Benny said that you were selling lollipops at the scene of the crime near his lemonade stand. Is that true? And she listens to Saxon, her doll. It's like, My lawyer said I don't have to say anything to you. And the Officer Key says, throws the table, you throws everything off the table. It's like, like, you're the little bug, you know what you did. Confess. And you obviously said, well, was that good? And he's like, yeah, keep going. He's like, confess. And Tilly's like, okay. Don't throw anything more stuff down. And he's like, yeah, Benny is my, what was it, my supplier or something. And I sold them, lollipops. And I basically left. I just basically, I've been selling lollipops. I gave one to Benny. And then, and Officer Keys is like, what do we do, Cricket? I read through the stuff down. Oh, do it again. Okay. And he just, And then Tilly's like, if there are no more questions, I should be going. And then she opens the garage and then says, hey, Cricket, come over here. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is kind of interesting. Tilly's like, hey, if you really want to know who the litter bug is, you should check the security cameras. Like, they're connected with Officer Keys' car. They're connected with everything in the city. And do not trust anybody, including your partner. And Cricket kind of takes it the wrong way. Wait, you think Officer Keys is a litter bug? And Tilly's gone. And I was kind of like, oh, don't trust anybody? Does that include her? That was actually kind of interesting. I was kind of like, okay, who's the litter bug? This is like really like interesting, kind of. But Tilly's saying kind of like, you check the security camera. Blah. Check the security cameras and don't trust anybody, including your partner. Until he just disappeared. I'm like, ooh, that kind of got me interested. And then obviously he's like, oh, that litter bug makes my blood boil. Oh, we're so close, I can taste it. And Cricket's like, yeah, I can taste it too. And we're inside, the cop car. And Cricket's like, hey, partner, why don't you go inside Big Coffee, get us 2 coffees, cool you down. Yeah, some coffees will cool me down. I already knew obviously he wasn't really smart, so that kind of makes sense. Well, and basically Cricket is basically like takes the bobblehead heads off the dashboard, is looking through the security cameras and saying, okay, oh, there you are, Officer Keys, you little rascal. And you see Cricket, and all over the panels you see him day after day littering. And Cricket's like, wait, no, the banana peel, I'm the litter bug. That's what Tilly was trying to tell him. And Officer Keys like, huh? And Cricket obviously closes the monitor. He's like, oh, partner, how long were you standing there? He's like, oh, long enough. And he dumped the coffee. So you're littering, hypocrite, whatever. And he's like, Cricket's like, hey, Officer Keys, I didn't know I was littering, okay? Like, I didn't know this. And and then Officer Keys like, oh, you told me if I just kept the littering happening, we would just be up to our eyes in trash. Was it 20 years of life, right, Cricket? And Cricket just opens the window. He's like, don't you dare. He just jumps through the window. And then, and then Officer Keys goes opposite in his cop car, chases after him. And then Officer Keys is, Cricket does his parkour, and Officer Keys crashes his car, and he just basically gives chase. And I kind of like the music, and like the purplish, bluish kind of NCCI kind of lighting. I don't know, I kind of liked it. And and Cricket just dumped the trash in his way, and he's like, oh, double offender, like a twice offender. And and Cricket's like, I didn't know it was littering, Officer Keys. That basically means I'm innocent, right? And Officer Keys is basically chasing after him. I kind of like how he's cool like this. What can we get him all the time? Can't get him like this all the time. I don't know. And basically. And then Cricket ducks in the alley, and Officer Keys basically misses them. And then Cricket's like, whew. And then Tilly's like, oh, hey, Cricket. And I'm a Cricket. Tilly, what are you doing here? And Tilly's like, I have my own life. And she's holding a balloon. I'm not sure if it's ever going to come up again because, excuse me, this has never come up again in Season 1 or Season 2 as I remember. Maybe it might come back in Season 3, or it might not be anything. I don't know. But, and then Cricket is basically, hey, Tilly, I remember what you said. I checked the security cameras. Turns out it was me. And obviously he's figured out that I'm the litter bug, and now he's chasing after me. And Tilly's like, well, I told you not to trust him. And, you should be fine. Obviously, he's usually, like, such a nice guy. He's reasonable. And Cricket's like, I told him to get rid of his humanity. And Tilly's like, well, you should probably run right now because he's right behind you. And Cricket's like, ah! And, and obviously he's chasing him. And Tilly's like, bye, Cricket. And, Cricket goes, like, what was it? Cricket just climbs an escape ladder of a building. Obviously, you see Cricket climbing on an escape ladder, and obviously he's going like up the stairs right next to each other. And Cricket goes on to, onto the roof, and obviously he kicks open. What was it? Kick down? Yeah, kicks down the door, and he basically does a crab walk to Cricket, kind of sneakily up to. Wait a minute. Obviously, he's chasing after Cricket. Cricket jumps from a building rooftop to another building rooftop. Obviously, he lands on his hands and does like a crab walk creepily towards him. And there's no more, like, I don't think, rooftops to go on. And, obviously he's like, no more roofs to go on, kid. Come on, time to go to jail. He's like, no, Officer Keys, please, I was wrong. I didn't realize it was littering. I did a bad thing, but I didn't know it was doing a bad thing, and everyone deserves a second chance. Because, especially, when someone's having a bad day, kind of what Officer Keys was saying. And then Officer Keys is like, do you really believe that? And he's like, yes, I do. And I can tell he's telling the truth. It was like a serious voice. And Officer Keys is like, whew, oh, being really harsh is super exhausting. Like, oh, could you imagine if I had to be like that all the time? And Greg is like, oh my goodness, yeah, that would be horrifying. And Officer Case, oh yes, could you sit back a little bit? He's like, oh yeah, sure. And he's like, oh my goodness, it's so much better because Cricket was so close to the edge of the roof. He's like, I need to move up forward like just a little bit. And Cricket's like, oh yeah, I'm glad you got your humanity back, and I'm so glad you let me off the hook. And Officer Case puts handcuffs on him, and he's like, what now? And Officer Kid's like, hey, I'll go easy on you, but I can't just let you go scot-free. And, and you see, Cricket basically wearing an orange vest, and you're picking up trash, kind of like community service, and you obviously say, hey, isn't this fun? It's like we're still working together. And Cricket's like, And then, Alice is like, well, Cricket, you're doing what you said. You're cleaning up the streets. And they're all laughing. And, that's, end of the episode. I give this episode a. Let me see. Okay. Hmm. Dude, there were like a couple more like mistakes that I realized. So sorry, this is taking a little while. Um. Hmm. Um. I am so sorry that this is taking a long time because I'm kind of trying to think, should I count this? Should I not count this? Because there was a couple things. Um. Oh, okay. Hold on a second. So, the bread bowl thing. 90. Obviously, he's not telling his superior. E5, cricket with the line. Cricket, crashing the car. E, 70, the lemonade thing. That, seeing the cricket's eyes, then it went away. Um, 75. It took me a while, but this is a good episode. There was it was almost like a 50 or something like that because there was like a lot of mistakes, but kind of decided not to count them because they were kind of, I think it was being really nitpicky about it. But I think 70 is a good score. This was a good, half of the episode. Definitely not good as Valentine's Dance. That was a great episode. This was good. It was good. It was almost okay, but it was good. So overall, the entire episode, I give it a 75. C plus. Overall, this was a good episode. The first half I gave was an 80. Second half I gave a 70. So overall, 75%. This was a good episode. So sorry that took so long, but there was like a lot of nitpicky stuff. I was kind of like, oh, should I count this? Should I not count this? I don't know. So I decided what I wanted to decide. So it was a 70%. It was a good episode. So everyone, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, give me a big thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Or was it today? Yeah, I think today, possibly for Big City Greens Season 1, Episode 26. I forgot the episode titles, I'm sorry. But I'm going to try to get, the first half and second half done today also. But if I don't, it will come out tomorrow. But, I'm going to try. Okay, bye.